This time we're going to create another 3D model using this component. So the first thing that we're going to do is to create the bottom part of the component. So here we're going to use the pline command to start the bottom part, which is like a rectangle. So for the starting point would be 0, 0, and then the length would be 5 unit or 5.0 units. The height or the width would be 3.5 units, and then again 5. Then we're going to close our polyline or the P line. So there, we're going to save that. So here we're going to rotate our view, and then so this is our 2D model or the 2D object that we have here. And then we're going to use the extrude command to extrude this 2D object. So we're going to extrude that, and then for the extrusion height would be 0.75. And then the next thing that we're going to do is to create a hole in the center of our model or the 3D object. So I think what I'm going to do is to change the coordinate. I'm going to use the face or the top face of the 3D object that we have here. So accept that. So I'm going to use X line for outline. So in the, we call this in the midpoint of our edge of our object. So where we're going to create a center, or I mean circle. For the circle, for the center of our circle is this intersection. We're going to use that intersection. So for the radius, now we have a diameter, so we're going to use the diameter. So just type D for diameter, and then enter the diameter of our circle, which is 2. And then I'm going to delete or remove the X line that we have here, and then use the extrude command to extrude this circle. There, we have a cylinder now. So the next thing that we're going to do is to subtract this cylinder to our main object. So choose the main object first, then the cylinder or the secondary object that we have. So confirm that, or confirm the command, which is the subtraction. So we already have a hole to our object. So there. So the next thing that we're going to do is to create this side of our component. So so I'm going to change the coordinates to world, and then and then we're going to change again the coordinate in this face of the object, and then accept that. So this side of the component, we're going to do that. So for that, I'm going to use X line. So here in the midpoint of the object, and then the bottom part or this endpoint. So as well here, there. So next thing is I wanted to use offset command with a distance of 6.5 units. So I wanted to offset this horizontal X line that we have here, and then I'm going to create a circle. So this intersection would be the center of our circle. So there. So the diameter of our circle is 2. So use D for diameter. So 2. And then a circle again. And then in this intersection is the center point of our circle. Then hit D for the diameter, then press 1 or enter 1.0 units for the diameter. So there, I wanted to delete this one, and then so I'm going to use offset command with a distance of 2.0. So I wanted to offset this vertical X line that we have here, and this side as well. So again, here I'm going to check the snapping cursor. So I wanted to disable the center snapping and the quadrant snapping. So I wanted to enable just only the tangential snapping. So here I'm going to use P-line command to create a polyline. So I'm going to press this intersection, or I'm going to choose this intersection for the endpoint, or the starting point of our polyline, and then in the tangential to our circle. So again, P-line again, and then to this intersection for the starting point, and then the endpoint of our P-line would be the tangential or the tangent to the circle, to this circle. Yeah. So again, I'm going to use the offset command with a distance of 0.5 units or 0.50. Then offset there and this side as well. So I'm going to delete this vertical X line. So I mean, we're going to remove that. Remove, delete there, and then use the trim command. So we're going to trim those unused all this unused line and curves. So same thing here and this one. So I'm going to use press tool to press or to extrude the area that we wanted to choose or to extrude, which is this area. Click that so we can actually extrude that area. So for the extrusion height would be 0.75 units, and then I wanted to hide these object and then delete our 2D object and also the X line, the horizontal X line. And then we're going to end the isolation. So there. And then I'm going to change the coordinates world. And then the next thing that we're going to do is to combine these two objects using the union command. Then highlight all the objects, then confirm that command. So they are combined now. So I'm going to use the fillet edge to fillet this edge of this object, this one, and this one. So the radius would be 0.38 units. Then I wanted to fillet that edge and this edge. So confirm that, and then we have our edge is already fillet. Now I wanted to also fillet this edge and this edge. So fillet edge there with a radius of 0.38 units. So this edge and this edge, this one and this one. Confirm the command and okay. So there, we already done with our this side of our component. So we're going to rotate that, and then we will going to change our coordinate with this face of the component. So accept that. So it's same thing. We're going to use X line for the outline, for our outline. So there, here I'm going to have in the midpoint the vertical and horizontal X line, as well here in this endpoint of our object. I will going to have an X line there. So I'm going to use offset command with a distance of 6.50. I wanted to offset this horizontal X line here. And then, what else? I'm going to, I think I'm going to offset again with a distance of 1 unit here and this line here. So, so I'm going to create a circle here. So the radius would be 1. No, the radius is 0. It could be 0.5 radius. And again, with a circle, and the radius is 1. So yeah, so I'm going to copy this circle here, and then I'm going to use the line command. I'm going to enable the quadrant snapping in the center. I'm going to disable, no, I'm not going to disable the tangential. So that's it. I'm going to create a p-line command, the p-line or the polyline. So I'm going to use the p-line command. So here for the for the starting point of the p-line in this quadrant, the endpoint is this quadrant. So I'm going to copy that p-line here in the bottom there. So what else? I'm going to use the trim command or the trim tool to trim this thing, and then copy the P line that we have here, paste it here, and this quadrant as well. Then trim the excess curve there. So we have that. So what else that we need to this side of the component? We're going to create the leg. Yeah, it's like the supporting leg. So I wanted to delete this. I'm going to offset with the length of with the distance of 0.5 units, or 0.50 or 0.5, that side and this side. So what we're going to do is I'm going to offset again with a distance of what would be 0.5 again, 0.5 and 0.5. So there. And then I'm going to create another X line in this side and this side. So there. So I'm going to delete this and this one, and then extend. No, extrude, extend. I'm going to extend not extend, extend this P line there. And then I'm going to use P line again. So this intersection, this intersection to this. I'm going to hide this object first. So I'm going to highlight that and then right click and then hide the object there. So this is P line. Then I'm going to in this intersection, then I'm going to use offset to 0.5. There you go. Delete this. Extend. There you go. I'm going to use the trim tool, trim the excess line that we have. And then I'm going to mirror. So for this would be our center. No. And then delete the horizontal, no, not horizontal, delete that. We're going to delete this. We're going to use the trim tool, trim that, this as well, this thing, and this thing, and this one. So delete that and this one. I'm going to trim this thing. Why we have something wrong about here? Yeah. I'm going to hide this, then delete that, and yeah, trim that, trim this, yeah. And then we're going to use the press pull command. We're going to press, yeah, extrude this surface. So the extrusion height would be 0.75 there. And then I'm going to hide this object, the 3D object first, so that I can delete this 2D objects. So unhide the isolation, or unhide the object, or end the object isolation there. So I'm going to combine this object that we have. So I'm going to change the coordinate first to world coordinate, and then use the union command to combine this object. So there you go. So that. So I'm going to use the fillet edge. Yeah, I think I need to use the fillet edge for this edge. So fillet edge to fillet those 3D edge that we wanted to fillet. So the radius is 0.38. Then I wanted to fillet that side, I mean that edge and this edge, and then confirm that. Then again, I wanted to fillet this edge of the call this object. So fillet edge again with a radius of 0.38 units. So this one and this edge. So confirm the command. There we go. So we already finished this component. So we're going to change our visual style to shades of gray there. So that is our component. We need to have, yeah, we need to fillet this edge. So use the fillet command or the fillet edge with a radius of 0.38 units. I wanted to fillet this edge and this edge as well as this edge. Confirm that. And then I wanted to fillet this edge as well. So fillet edge with a radius of 0.38, this one. There. So that is finished. There. Now we're finished with our 3D model with this component.